моя крепкими руками, о тебе я в небе тосковал. Я тебя сыплю цветами, в небе для тебя одной я сочинял. Если б ты знал, если б ты знал, как нас поют руки подкрывал, лишь одна летчика мечта. Высота, высота, самая высокая мечта. Высота, высота.
I had to start somewhere, and I really had the idea of doing a film when I was reading a very small article about a Japanese billionaire, a young Japanese. He wanted to pay $20 million to go to the ISS, the space station, in order to put a costume, a dress of his most favorite comic character, which I thought, it's amazing, it cannot be reality. And I began to do some research, and I discovered Baikonur and Star City and this whole post-Soviet space industry, which was on the ground, if you want. They needed money. And so I came into it, and finally this Japanese billionaire, he was not able to fly due to health reasons, and in came Anousheh Ansari, the first female space explorer, private space explorer. And so my protagonist was coming in this film like for pure casualty, it was pure coincidence, it was just happening.
Selling the third seat in the capsule to a rich Western billionaire covers almost half the cost of a Soyuz launch.
I want this to be an inspiring story. I want to inspire people, especially children, to be the change. Like Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world.
People like Anousheh were in quarantine, they were separated from everybody. There was boring press conferences to film, which, as a filmmaker for the screen, it's nothing. You cannot use this kind of stuff. So I needed a lot of patience, and I had a very good line producer, a young German living in Russian for years, and he was able to kind of communicate with all these responsible people, these functionaries. And for weeks he worked with them, and so we got into it deeper and deeper and deeper, and I finally managed to be really close. I think that's the first film ever shot in the fields of space exploration, which really shows you every day is living in space, the preparations on the ground, and even crazy stories like space debris collectors. You would never expect them. People in Kazakhstan living from rocket stages, literally falling from the sky. So, even for this sequence alone, I needed 6 months of preparation. And the Russian Secret Service tried everything to avoid me filming it. I mean, they tried to stop it. But, when you get to know an issue very well, sometimes then you find ways, always. It's kind of an issue of patience and persistence. We got a permission, an official permission to film it, but they said, well, you can film it, but only the way we want it to be shown, like people with overalls and helmets and gloves, and not these alcoholics, their words, doing it for real. So I thought, well, that cannot be true. I mean, I'm a documentary filmmaker. I cannot film something which is staged. So they told me, but that's the only way you can do it. I approach this issue as a documentary filmmaker, and with the normal instincts. It's not only a film about a very, very nice and incredible, beautiful journey into space, But it's also about guys making a living out of space rockets, literally falling from the sky. So I try to include many aspects in this film and to make it a film which is surprising, which is also funny sometimes, you can laugh, and that you learn something. It's full of history, it's full of paradoxons, it's full of, I think, crazy situations. Crazier than space sometimes.